welcome to News Geelong on this cool autumn evening. Tonight we feature a new innovation being introduced into the Geelong Library Corporation. Talking Difference, it's called. From the world of sport, Alex Tigani presents our sports arena with coverage of the Geelong Bowls Region Division 1 semi-final winners, Lara and Highton. And from the weather world, the forecast expected over the coming 5 days. Now, do you have an opinion on diversity, difference, racism or isolation? Then visit the Talking Difference portable studio at Geelong Regional Libraries at Corio and Belmont. It's free, it's safe and available to use whenever these libraries are open. So come and have your say. News Geelong was at the community launch this week at the Corio Library for this report. What is Talking Difference all about?
Oh, hi. Look, it's a project we've been developing for the last 5 years or so. It's funded through Vic Health, and it's all about talking to race-based discrimination and diversity and celebrating our differences and looking to creating a conversation about those differences and those similarities.
And it will be available for members of the public to be able to be involved and understand what Talking Difference is.
Absolutely. Look, we're currently touring a couple of studios at the moment, one into communities, and libraries are a really big part of that. They're such a great community hub, and we've found that they're being received really well in that space. So people are able to come down to the library, have a look at the studio, engage with the questions that have been put onto the studio and respond to those questions. So we're creating a virtual dialogue.
And of course here at the Corio Library, the John Drysdale Library, as it is well known here in Geelong, Corio is an area which is of great cultural diversity and is continuing to grow that way.
Yes, absolutely. Look, and that's part of the reason we're here. The roadshow through Vic Health has specifically selected Geelong and Corio, Belmont, to bring all these interesting conversations to the diverse people of Geelong. We're recognising that Geelong has a real central hub and a growth area for diversity.
You mentioned the fact that education within libraries is a great hub, and there's no question about that. Our structure around the Geelong Regional Libraries has been fantastic, and this is yet another initiative and step in the right direction to help educate our public.
It really is, and look, as I mentioned, we've got two studios, one which comes into the communities, which sits in the library networks, and we have another studio which goes into schools, and my colleague Jan Malloy manages that part of the program. 5 years in the making. When did the initiative start, and how fulfilling has it been to this stage? Oh, look, it started in 2009. We initially received funding back then through Vic Health. It has grown enormously. It's not only the studio, it's also online resources, and we have a fellow that we appoint each year, and it's very much connected to the Immigration Museum's identity exhibition. So there are a lot of resources that have come from this project, which we send back to the museum and out into community and schools. So it's a very fulfilling project, and we're very pleased to be working in it.
And Victoria-wide, but Geelong first?
Geelong, absolutely. We love Geelong. And look, we have done some other regional tours, but we're really hoping that we can extend beyond Victoria and go nationally. And who knows, maybe one day we can take this internationally as well. Jan, what is the Immigration Museum compared with the Museum of Victoria?
Okay, that's a really good question, and I'm happy to be able to answer that for you. Museum Victoria is the covering name for the three museums that people will identify, which is Melbourne Museum, the Immigration Museum and Science Works. And so those three museums that you can go and visit all make up Museum Victoria. So essentially you can't go and visit Museum Victoria because it doesn't exist as such, but it is the overarching body that the three museums, Science Works, Melbourne Museum and the Immigration Museum, work as part of the one organisation. So I work as the education coordinator at the Immigration Museum, but I'm employed by Museum Victoria across the three.
This is the Talking Difference studio, so it's on location here at Corio Library. It's a very straightforward system. All that you need to do is members of the public are able to come in, and listen to questions posed by members of communities, the local community and communities around Victoria. They're then able to use the very easy and intuitive system to answer those questions, to provide answers, and they can do that 4 different ways. They can record themselves via video, via an audio track, or they can just write some text, and also they can do a drawing. So it's able to be used by people from all ages and all walks of life.
A very aesthetically looking friendly studio and quite up to date. How's it come together?
Oh well, we built it on the first day that it's in the library, it's relatively easy to put up, and it looks very smart, as you can see. Yep. Okay, so here we have the Talking Difference portable studio. It enables members of the public to come in and listen to questions, have a look at some responses to those questions, and also, if they wish, add some responses to questions themselves. So here's a woman asking a question around first impressions. Let's listen.
Have you ever had a first impression of someone that turned out to be wrong? Can you tell us about it?
So members of the public are able to respond to this question by adding their own response. Very intuitive system, entering a name. And then they're able to respond in 4 different ways. So you've got a video response, audio response, drawing a picture, or writing some text. And once they've done that, then that response will be up for display for others of members of the public to come in and join the conversation themselves. They can view all of the responses to the questions. And so it's a nice way for the community to engage with each other using technology.
Oh look, we're a big supporter of this program at the Library Corp. We believe that libraries can help the community become a better community, and we think this program is important to deliver to residents in Geelong. It's all about getting on with each other and finding a place to make sure that everyone's included. We're launching it here at Corio Library today, and we look forward to the program delivering some good outcomes for Northern Geelong.
And again, as we say, it's getting creative with ideas about cultural diversity, difference and racism, and it's something that here in Geelong, particularly out in the Corio, we've got a great diversity of cultures.
Well, that's right. Geelong is becoming more culturally diverse, not less. Immigrants are coming in from all parts of the world, including probably places that we haven't traditionally taken migrants from back 30 or 40 years ago. We need to help our fellow Australians find a way, in the world, make sure they're able to access education and all that life can offer them in Australia. And we believe this program helps them do that, helps them, dare I say it, fit in, find a place in our community, and, go forward from there.
Thank you to the Geelong Regional Library Corporation for Talking Difference. This is News Geelong. As we go to a break, follow us on Twitter and Facebook daily, and watch out for your favourite News Geelong segments uploaded onto YouTube each week. We will return with more after this.